All right, finally we took our favorite part. I'm sure y'all have been very patient and listened to us just talk about all kinds of things. Now we get to engage and be active with this.
We're going to role play two college students. Okay, so we'll just make it easy. All right. So we got Jenny. Who else would like to volunteer and help us out here? All right, perfect. So are you being the student or the gatekeeper?
I'll be the student.
All righty. So here.
So I'm a student too, though, right?
You are a student, that's true, but you're the student who's going to end.
Whatever.
I'm going to hand, and everybody but you, Jenny, gets to see this paper, but just so that we're all role playing the same scenario. Y'all all have an idea of what. Here you go. And you don't have to memorize all these pieces. It's a lot. Just use it as a way to, oops, she's up right here. A way to get enrolled. So what we could assume is that you two are sitting down, you've been upset, she knows this, and she's sort of just...
No, you're the upset student.
You're the upset, yes, you know that she's upset.
Okay.
You all,
Oh,
you know.
I already know?
You know.
Then I shouldn't be casual?
You can.
I was just going to be casual at first. Dude, what's going on?
Well, you know, I've been under a lot of stress lately. School's pretty rough right now, and a lot of tests coming up, and I just don't feel like I'm prepared for them. And I've always been so diligent about studying, but now, like, it's just a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what to do.
Keep talking to me. What do you think? What are you feeling right now?
I'm just really worried. Tough life at home, really high standards for my parents, and if I don't get there, I just feel like I'd be a failure, and it's like it's all on my plate right now. I just can't handle it all. It's all coming down on me.
How can I help you? What can I do to help you?
I think so. I mean, I've always been top of my class, beating everybody at tests, and just really have these high standards at home. And you know, people say they want to care and they want to listen, but they don't follow through. They don't mean it. So I don't know what to do. And I hear you're saying you want to help me, but can I trust that? Are you really going to be there? Follow through?
Yes, I'm going to be there. I care about you, and I'll help you take every step of the way that we need to. We can text each other. We can talk, you know, cell phone, Facebook. I don't know how to do that, but and I want you to know that there are people who care about you, and whatever it takes, we'll help you get through this. The thing that's important is you. You're the important piece in this, and we need you to understand that and want you to know that we're here to help. Now, what I can do for you is just be a safety net for you at any point in time. You can call me 24/7. I have a little saying about turtles. It's just one little step at a time. You know, you've been to my office and there's a couple turtles in by my computer, and it's just one little step at a time. So we're just going to take this one step at a time. And I want you to know if you're thinking about anything, tell me what you're feeling, because I want you to know that I'm here to listen, and I want you to know that I'm here to help.
I'm just really scared. My mom committed suicide about a year ago, and my dad is just threatening to stop paying for my school if I don't make these grades, and I just feel like I have a lot riding on me, and I just can't handle it under the pressure. And yeah, there's people there to listen, but I don't know if you actually quite understand all that I am going through.
Well, there's no way I can walk in your shoes, but I want you to know I'll be there for you. I don't know what you're going through. I really don't, but I want you to know that I will go through it with you, and that's what you've got to understand. And I'm going to ask you a question. Are you thinking of hurting yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love you, first and foremost. And so I don't want you to hurt yourself. And I'm going to get emotional here because that's what I do. Because I love you and I care for you. So I'm going to help you through this, and we're going to get the help that you need. And I'm going to be with you every step of the way. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you both. Thank you both. So I want to ask, what was it like for you, Jenny, to have her share that pain and to ask that question?
You take my heart rate now, it's racing.
It's
I mean,
racing.
I was so worried about saying something wrong. In fact, I stumbled, I don't know how many times, because I couldn't even really ask the question. You know, how long did it take me to ask the question?
So you were thinking about it earlier.
Oh,
and having
at
to
the
work
very
your way up
beginning.
to it.
But I had to work, I was more worried about working myself up to it than her response.
That makes sense.
And so I just kept falling back on, I'm not going anywhere, I'm here, I'm listening. You know, I threw my phone away because I was casual at first, and, you know, the direct attention, and I know how important that is to show that you're connected and in the moment. But I still, I mean, I'm sweating. I'm just, you know, and this was role playing.
Scary. It is.
Yeah.
And even in a role play, when
Yeah.
you know it wasn't real, it's scary. And
It's
so
very
to
scary.
actually have that conversation where you're sitting down with somebody, it's gonna be scary. It's
And-
gonna be real. I mean,
And I'm
these
sad.
emotions are real.
Yeah. I mean, I was absorbing her sadness, and I'm going, oh. And it obviously brings up stuff for me from a past history of whatever. So it brings up, you
I
know,
think that's such an
personal
important
things.
piece too,
Yeah.
that we didn't talk about, that sitting there and being there for somebody and listening to their pain can definitely re-trigger our own pain and bring up our own past.
Right.
And that can be helpful, and the connection and making it real and being genuine, and it's hard and it's
Right.
painful. And it's also one of the things that makes us want to pull away,
Right.
because this hurts.
Right.
And so having that courage to feel your own pain and stay there, it takes a lot of courage. It's an important piece.
I thought it was really good how she approached it. Like, she did a really good job of not jumping straight into the question, but she just, you know, eased into it. Like, you know, how are you doing? You know, you talk to me, don't let me do all the talking. And I thought that was really good. It helped. So.
How was it when she asked the question? What did it feel like?
It's very it wasn't awkward. It was comforting, because it wasn't the first question that she asked. So it was like, okay, she's not trying to jump down my throat right away, but she really wants to listen to what I'm saying before she just assumes anything. So.
So knowing that she was listening and that that's what she really wanted to do, that made it comfortable.
Yeah.
And you talked about relief. So there was a relief there for you also.
Yeah.
I kind of felt better to establish support first, to reassure that I wasn't going anywhere. And that was more for me, I think, than even Holly, from the standpoint of, I have to tell myself I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
To, I don't know, chill myself out.
It kind of, in a way, gives you a sense of, okay, we're not in a rush here.
Right.
I'm going to be here, and this doesn't have to happen right now, and it doesn't happen even today. I'm going to be here. This is
Right.
a longer piece.
The
Well,
duration.
I would imagine for you, hearing that was also very helpful.
Yeah.
You challenged her. You say you're not going anywhere, but are you really not going anywhere? That's really important.
Because obviously people went somewhere before. I mean, they weren't there for you in this role. So,
So for those of you who were watching, what pieces do you think were probably particularly helpful?
I think when Jenny, like, she empathized, like she said that, you know, I don't know what you're going through, you know, but I'm like here to support you. And also she used the, like, tell me more, you know, she was like, okay, open it up, like you tell me what's going on in your world. And it was really great.
I like your turtle analogy because it helps Holly break it down into not big picture or whole thing I have to deal with all at once, but it breaks it down into smaller pieces, and if you take it one step at a time, it's more manageable because it's not this huge thing anymore.
I guess, you know, like as Jenny was saying, like she was not going straight into it. She was trying to build a rapport with Holly and, you know, making sure that Holly has a support system, whether it's Jenny or others around her, whether she realizes or not, that, you know, there is help. Like there is a way out of, thinking about suicide.
So what was it like for you all to watch the role play? I mean, Jenny talked about how it was painful for her and she felt the emotions. Did any of you all also feel those emotions and that get anxious or seeing some nods?
I'll say I found myself being anxious for you because I could tell early on that this was impacting you, and then you kind of went into it's going to be okay before you even. I mean, I took that as like you were just trying to catch your breath.
I was trying to tell myself it was going to be okay. Yeah.
So I was like, yes, I totally identified with
Yeah.
it. Like, oh yeah, I've done it before. My favorite part of the whole thing is when you were just totally transparent and genuine with her. I mean, you threw the L word out, but it sounded so real.
It did.
Did it not?
It really
I mean,
did.
I wasn't even looking at you, and I was like, oh my god. That just melted. Who's going to say no to you when you're
There's
that
the General
genuine?
Hospital.
I thought it was amazing.
It was amazing. That was a piece I wanted to follow up. When she got tearful, because people are like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm tearful. But how was that for you?
It was really comforting. Like,
Good, because I'm still tearing.
it's like she's trying to get on my level, but I know she can't get there, but she really cares. So it was just really,
So it showed that she cares and she's feeling it, and it was comforting.
yeah.
I felt confident that Jenny was going to be there for her.
You felt confident.
Yeah, I
How
didn't
did
feel
you
any
know
need to
that?
rescue.
Right, nobody was
This
raising
is
their hands
taken
saying,
care
here's
of.
what to do.
Yeah, this is taken care of. That's what it felt like.
What key pieces made you feel confident that she's
She used a good repetition of I don't know where you are, but I'm here to listen, and I'm going to be with you through this. And she said that, she restated that in a number of ways. So I felt for sure she was going to be there. She wasn't going anywhere.
I thought Jenny did a great job of being open and engaging from the very beginning. And so I felt like no matter what you were going to say, it probably couldn't go wrong because I do feel like you were coming from a place of a genuine kindness and caring for her. So, I mean, y'all did great. You did great.
Good job.
I love that you all are pointing out, it wasn't any one word or any one way of saying anything. It was really the genuineness and the compassion and that she kept saying in a variety of ways, I'm here to listen. I am listening to you. I want to be there for you. That those were the key pieces, not that she had the right magic ways of putting together the question or, you know what I'm saying? It really is more about you and being there and caring and not having any special way of doing this. We won't, but we could pair y'all up over and over and over again, and you would all have different ways of doing this. I guess that was my other question as you thought about it. I mean, Jenny came from a naturally Jenny place, Were there times where you were thinking, oh, that's not what I would do because it's not you, not because she did it wrong, but like, I don't know if I could respond in that way, or I don't know if I would do it. Were there places for you where you felt that way? Where you thought, oh, I'd be really stuck here if it were me sitting in Jenny's chair?
I just thought, because even when we talked yesterday, after I spoke, and you had so many people, I was explaining to you how for me it's very emotional because I'm constantly listening to people. I've gone through this, and you listen to people that have no hope, and I find sometimes this is really emotional for me. Like I went back to the hotel yesterday, and you get Facebook messages for people that just have no desire to live. So when I thought about Jenny was, wow, like she really has to, in order to do this, in order to be a listener, all of us, we have to be prepared emotionally because, like Connie said, it opens up, things for you. Like I'm like, wow, like I was there. I can't understand. I know the value of life now. Like this is someone that's telling me that they don't want to live. And when that young lady yesterday, she came up to me afterwards, she's just crying and crying, and I had to, it's like I shot. Like I felt like the elephant in the room. I have all these hundreds of people here watching me speak, and this young lady, she's in the front of the line crying, and all these people are around her. Like I was just so taken back. Like I didn't know what to do, and I have to constantly tell myself I have to take time out, like I have to make sure that I'm okay, because I'm not a psychologist or anything, It's almost like a street therapist in a sense. People can relate to you, so they want to share their stories, and for me it's really difficult.
Absolutely. And I think, when you've been there and someone shared their story, or you've sat in a role like Jenny has done, it is so important that you also take care of yourself. Find whatever your way is of taking care of yourself, because this is never going to be an easy seat to sit in. To have someone sitting opposite you, either literally or metaphorically, over Facebook even, and saying, "I have no hope. I want to die." That's never going to be an easy experience for any of us. And to open up and care and feel their feelings and be there is draining. And so afterwards, enduring, if you can, that's the piece of try to get a team approach where it's not just you, and get support for yourself. I think is so important when you are truly there for somebody. We are therapists, we are psychologists, and when I go to somebody, I'll go and sit in Ash's office and say, I just got to talk, or I just got to cry, or can you sit through it with me and make sure I handle the pieces and I did what I needed to do, because we're all, underneath it all, we're all human. And we're all people who just care. And it doesn't matter if you're a psychologist or not a psychologist, a street therapist, I like that. We all have what it takes, but we also have to take care of ourselves. That's so important.
Was anybody kind of checking off things that we had talked about in QPR earlier about the situational cues that could be going on? When y'all were talking, I was mentally going up. Financial this, family that, upgrades. Were y'all thinking along those lines?
I like
Maybe.
how Jenny said, tell me more, to kind of get more of those cues. Because as she was starting to list them, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if there's more there. And so the tell me more was really good, I think, to get some of that.
I think the tell me more piece was especially important to me when I heard you say it, was because it was just so inviting. I think that there's a sense of sharing burden when you're telling someone about how you feel, and just feeling like you're burdening them, and that it's okay. I think it's important to be told that it's okay for you to tell me this, and it's okay to share this with me, and I'm happy to hear it. And so I thought you were really inviting in that sense and allowing her to share that with you. Because I think that that's when someone has a lot of stuff going on, it's not always easy to share. And again, that guilt piece, I think.
Well, and I picked up on that from Shamika's talk yesterday when she talked about putting a voice to it. Mm-hmm. So the more that Holly could articulate and name it and speak about it and talk about it, she could hear herself then saying it instead of what is going on in the mind, or how you filter things through your mind when it's verbalized and it's out there. And that's just a common process in goal setting. If you verbalize a goal, you're going to obtain that goal. Now, obviously, we don't want the goal to be, but if she talks about it, it's naming it and bringing it out to life to where then it can be addressed. But I picked up on that yesterday. So I had a little training before this with Shamika.
Yes. And that's the other power. I think you're highlighting the importance of the work that Shamika's been doing and going out and opening up and sharing. We all pick up on bits and pieces. Sorry. We all pick up on bits and pieces of ways to reach out and be there and help people from listening to people share their stories. I appreciate you doing that all the time.
And I appreciate all of you, because I wish I had these resources when I was in school. This is very important what all of you are doing. It's amazing because the students need it. The hair girl yesterday, she said her mom is bipolar, and she said she gets on her mom about going to therapy, but she won't go to therapy, and she has a mental disorder. And I said, you're a hypocrite. I said this to her yesterday. I went to the Student Life Center, and I don't know, I'm putting my therapy on hold until I can afford a good therapist, because I didn't feel comfortable there. So I was like, you have to take control of your life. I'm here sharing my story, but I'm not the end all, you need to go and try to get comfortable. It's free. These people are here to help you. I wish I would have had that. She's like, oh yeah, you're right. I just didn't understand that, but I guess it's not my place to, people have their time,
Absolutely.
But I learned a lot today.
But you reinforced that, and it sounds like she listened. So that that's one more message that hopefully she'll grab onto.
The presentation
Oh, yes.
of the awards.
You all, thank you both so much for doing this. What questions do you all have?
It can be on anything.
What do you do if you ask the question and someone says they are thinking about suicide and you really don't know where to go? Like the counseling center's closed for the weekend. You know, you're worried that if you just call the phone number, no one will get there soon enough. What do you do in that kind of situation?
One thing, I'm not leaving this person. If I feel like somebody's may not get there fast enough. And I'm gonna have my 1-800 number lists pretty handy.
Okay.
1-800-SUICIDE, I'm gonna know those things, a mobile crisis thing that we talked about. I'm gonna stay with that person until I can get somebody to help me.
Okay.
And not try to deal with that by myself, because that's pretty scary.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I tell people that I see that if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you need somebody to talk to, I'm not going to be available, but there will be people there. And so there's like a talk line,
1-800-273-TALK.
talk,
Okay.
and the 1-800-SUICIDE are the numbers I give away pretty often.
Okay.
You care, and you're going to be the type of person who's going to reach out and be there for people. So thank you so much for doing this and coming here and being with us.
And participating so well, and
Yes.
volunteering, that is
Thank
awesome.
you.